How well do you recall being a clown in a Florida flea market?
I remember everything about it. I graduated from Ringling Bros and Barnum Bailey Clown College, which is, a rather prestigious accomplishment. I was not chosen for the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. I ended up getting a job on Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines as a clown, and I was fired unceremoniously. I was actually fired by the other clowns in my troupe.
How does that happen?
Well, they apparently went to the cruise ship brass, and they said, if Steve-O comes back for another contract, we all quit.
Why?
I was generally disrespectful. I didn't think that the stuff that they were seeking to do as performers was like cool, funny, or rad. And I didn't really care to participate with them and what they wanted to do. I had my own skill set, and it was sort of, I had a handful of really crowd-pleasing abilities. Mm-hmm. And I was sort of just renegade, rogue, rad clown. And it was disrespectful, and I didn't like that. And I deserved to be fired. But I also think I deserved to be told that that was the case. I had our boss clown, who was not part of our troupe, tell me in confidence. He said, I'm going to tell you something, and you can't let anybody know, because if it comes out that I told you, then I'm going to lose my job. Mm-hmm. But all of these there's a clown mutiny, and you're not coming back for another contract. So it's time to call up your skateboard buddies and try and get something to happen, because you have no job. And thank God that he did that, because I sort of started planning. And I called up Jeff Tremaine, who would become the director of Jackass. And I told him, oh, dude, I'm on this cruise ship walking stilts, and I'm so terrified of falling over if anything happens and I fall, that I'm like, I know that's what I got to do. So I'm going to light my entire stilt costume on fire, and I'm going to have a unicyclist ride through my flaming stilts while a skateboarder jumps over my head and through a fireball that I'm blowing out of my mouth. And then I'm going to crack open a beer while I'm on fire and pound it as I tip myself over and crash on the ground.
And Jeff said what?
And Jeff said, yeah, we'll shoot that. So planned it all out. It happened on December 30th of 1999. This was the day that I met Johnny Knoxville. There's a whole shoot. I flew myself out to California, and I thought that I was shooting it for a skateboard magazine. Mm-hmm. At the time, Jeff Tremaine was in charge of Big Brother Skateboarding magazine, which had featured me fairly regularly at that point. And when I made this call to him, I was trying to get on the cover with this epic stilt stunt. Uh-huh. So I flew myself out to California with all the savings that I had from the cruise ship. I essentially spent it all just, trying to go be in a skateboard magazine. Yeah. And once I showed up in California, Jeff said, okay, now you've come this far, I'll tell you, we're not doing this for the skateboard magazine. We're doing this for a pilot for an MTV show. So congratulations, you're in. And then later we found out that MTV is particularly touchy about fire. And they said, no way we'll ever show that. That footage was never going to see the light of day. But it got me on Jackass. And thank God, because had it not all happened that way, instead of getting my spot on Jackass, I would have been floating in the middle of the fucking Caribbean Ocean juggling oranges for tourists on a cruise ship.